Hello, everybody, and welcome to day number 2 of the Northwest Class A Regional Tournament on 104.3, 960 Sports, and on MyBasin.com. Today, the Klamath Falls Falcons, after a loss yesterday, look to right the ship against the Sheridan Jets. My name is Josh Eldridge, coming to you live from Mike Lansing Field in Casper, Wyoming, for the Northwest Class A Regional Tournament. Like I said, a loss yesterday for the Klamath Falls Falcons. It was 11-9 against the Burley Green Sox. Sheridan also suffering a loss yesterday to the hands of the Cache Valley Wolverines. We're going to step aside here for 2 minutes, and when we come back, we'll introduce you to today's starting lineups. We'll hear the Legion Creed, and we'll get ready for baseball here in Wyoming on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Lineup for the home team.
Josh Eldridge back with you here on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com. We're meeting the starting lineups here today at Mike Lansing Field in beautiful Casper, Wyoming. Blue skies, if not a little bit smoky here today, 96 degrees as we near first pitch this afternoon. Let's go ahead and introduce you to today's starting lineups, and we'll begin with the Sheridan Jets, who've already been announced today. They are the visiting team in the gray. Leading off for Sheridan is their shortstop, Blake Legaki. Cash Chance bats second. He's the designated hitter. Drake Martinson is the first baseman. He bats third. Will Dominguez hits cleanup today in center field. The catcher, Mickey Gillis, bats fifth. Zach Kinsey's in right field, batting sixth today. Hitting seventh is Lucas Hutton at third base. In left field and batting eighth is Aaron Bowers. And batting ninth and at second base is Ty Hammerstrom. They'll be going up against Hunter Glidden on the mound today for the Falcons. The lineup behind him goes like this. Leading off, the shortstop, Carson Sims. Corbin Hamilton is at first base. He bats second, followed by Jacoby Takini, the catcher, batting third. Ian Meyer is at third base, hitting cleanup today, followed by Colin Takini, the second baseman, hitting fifth. Ty Teeters is the designated hitter today. He bats sixth, followed by Trustin Thomas in right field, hitting seventh. Batting eighth is Chase Barrett in left field, and Harley Hoblet is in center. He bats ninth today for the Falcons. Like we discussed, both of these teams coming off of losses yesterday. But first, let's tune in and hear the American Legion Creed today at the Northwest Class A Regional.
Repeat after me, gentlemen. I will keep the rules. Keep myself fit. Keep a stout heart in defeat. Keep my pride under in victory. Keep Keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body. Let's play some baseball.
Pretty good crowd today here in Casper, of course, with a Wyoming team playing today, not having to go a terribly long way for Sheridan and Klamath Falls Falcons today. But as always, a pretty healthy contingent of Falcons fans. We had quite a few folks travel from the Basin. Appreciate everyone who made the trip. Appreciate all of you who followed the team all season long, who couldn't make it here to Wyoming but have tuned in for our broadcast the last couple of days. Thank you for joining us, whether it's just been this tournament or all season long. If you're a Falcons fan, much appreciation coming from this end.
Give a round of applause, too, for our Bat Boys here for Game 7.
Yeah, got to give a shout out to these Bat Boys, too. It's actually been like a full competition today with seeing who can get as many foul balls. I'm not quite sure what the prize is, but we got a couple Bat Boys who've been really battling it out for chasing down foul balls today. So you'll probably hear us talking a little bit about that during the broadcast today. Like I was saying, though, before we went into the Creed, both of these teams lost yesterday. For the Falcons, an 11-9 loss against the Burley Green Sox. They surged late. They scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning, but just came up short against Jake Redder and the Green Sox, who exploded for 4 runs in the 5th and 3 in the 7th for themselves. So hoping for a little bit of better luck for the Falcons pitching staff today, hoping for maybe a bit of a more consistent strike zone. That was a bit of the conversation yesterday as well. So looking to get a good start underneath Hunter Glidden today as we take a look at the stats on Glidden this season. Let's see, got to pull him back up here. Glidden this season is making his 12th appearance of the season. It's his 9th overall start. He carries a 6-0 record, and in 41 2/3 innings pitched this season, he has an ERA of 1.01. Glidden getting the nod today against the Sheridan Jets. They finished runner-up in the Wyoming Championship, got the bid here to the Northwest Class A regional tournament, and like I said, for their part, a loss yesterday against Cache Valley, the representatives from the state of Utah, 5-0 yesterday, and had some questions after yesterday's game. What happens if there are ties and all of those types of things in the standings for Pool A? It is runs allowed is the decider, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as we move along here today. But first, the leadoff hitter, Blake Legacki, steps in against Hunter Glidden, and the first pitch misses outside. We have our first pitch here at 4:05 in Casper. Like I said, 96 degrees here at first pitch. The 1-0 home to Legacki is called a strike. Belt high, count is even. Legacki on the season, the team's leading hitter for Sheridan, bats .370 on the year. As a group, Sheridan bats .298. There's a chopper to the left side, foul, and the count is 1-2 to Legacki. Yesterday in the loss against Cache Valley, only 4 hits for the Jets, and Legacki went 0 for 3 in that contest. The left-handed bat awaits the delivery here from Hunter Glidden. The 1-2 is called strike 3. A curveball rung him up, and there is one gone here in the inning, and it brings up Cash Chance.
Designated hitter number 10, Cash Chance.
Cash Chance on the season is a .321 hitter, the designated hitter today here, batting from the right side for the Sheridan Jets. First pitch from Glidden is an off-speed curveball that is called a strike, knee-high on the inside corner. Good pitch. Front door curveball there from Glidden to get ahead of Chance. Now Hunter works out of the stretch here throughout the game and delivers this pitch. Another curveball. This one's given a ride to left field. That one is going to drop in front of Chase Barrett. And the wind kind of having an impact on that one as a one-out single for Cash Chance brings up Drake Martinson. That ball looked hit pretty well off the bat, but with the wind blowing how it is, kind of across the field out to right, it kind of was hit right into the wall of the wind there, and so I thought Barrett might have had a chance on it, but it dropped down in front of him for a single, and it brings up Drake Martinson. The dimensions here at Mike Lansing Field, home of the Casper Spuds, 352 to the left field line, I believe that's 360 to left center field, 390 to straightaway center field. It is 360 to right center and about 340 to right field. So a little bit of a more shallow right field than left field. And again, with the wind blowing out to the right side, you might see a couple of left-handed hitters try to pull a pitch, and that's exactly what Drake Martinson is, a left-handed hitter, although he's showing bunt here in a 1-0 count, pulls back, and Glidden misses inside with the pitch. Count is 2-0 to Drake Martinson, the team's second leading hitter for the Jets. Bats .362 this year and leads the team in on-base percentage at .516. Here's the pitch from Glidden. Runner is on the move. The throw down will never come as Takini lost it on the transfer, and Cash Chance is into scoring position now with 1 out and Drake Martinson at the dish. For Martinson this season, 35 RBIs is third best on the team, and a golden opportunity for him to try to get one across for Sheridan. Pitch is waved at and missed. Count, I believe, is 2 balls and 1 strike to Martinson. Will Dominguez is on deck. The Falcons today in their white uniform. Sheridan in all gray today, so we get the classic home and away look, which I got to say I am a fan of the aesthetic, the white and the gray jerseys. Here's the 2-1 pitch home, a chopper to the right side, and Hamilton gives chase, but it winds up foul, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, Jacoby Takini, the other half of the Falcons battery, will introduce you to the entire defense here in just a moment. The outfield for the Falcons shifted a bit to the right, and in right field, playing out by the warning track, is Trustin Thomas, expecting Martinson to try to pull this pitch, but he pops one up to the left side. It is shallow left field. Carson Sims moves over and makes the catch. There's 2 outs here in the first inning, and it brings up Will Dominguez. Ian Meyer starts at third base today for the Falcons. Carson Sims is at short. Colin Takini at second with Corbin Hamilton at first. Chase Barrett is in left. Harley Hoblet is in center, and Trustin Thomas is in right. There's 2 outs here for Will Dominguez. He is a .306 hitter for the Jets, batting here from the right side. The center fielder looking to push across the opening run of the ball game. The delivery from Hunter Glidden will miss low, and the home plate umpire comes out. I think, is he trying to dust off the plate a little bit, perhaps? Is he? Not exactly sure what it is. I know that pitch missed outside, so the count is 1-0. The umpire walked out in front of the catcher, stepped on home plate a couple of times, and then returned to his standard position and says play ball. So here comes the 1-0 pitch from Hunter Glidden. It is waved at and missed. Count is even at a ball and a strike to Will Dominguez. Mickey Gillis is on deck for the Jets should he get a chance to hit this inning. Glidden comes set. Decent lead off of second for Cash Chance. He takes off for third. The pitch is low, and the count is 2-1. No throw comes down to third as a great jump from Cash Chance allows him to swipe third base. So 2 stolen bases effectively turned a single into a triple there for Cash Chance, but now it's up to his team to try to pick him up with 2 outs in the inning and a 2-1 count on Will Dominguez. Glidden kicks and delivers and misses low. The count's 3-1. Sheridan Jets 36-20 on the season. That's a lot of games, but reminder that they started playing all the way back in April with this program. Here's the pitch home. It misses away, and a walk delivered there. We'll put runners at the corners for Mickey Gillis.
And that'll bring up for the Jets the catcher, number 15, Mickey Gillis.
This Jets team really turned it around by May, though. They lost each of their first 7 games of the season, and then evened it up by going on a 5-game winning streak and winning 7 of their next 10 ball games. From then on, it's been all ups for the Jets, and played well at the Wyoming State tournament before finishing runner-up and earning the bid here to the Northwest Regional Tournament. As the first pitch missed low to Mickey Gillis, the count is 1-0. Falcons, of course, 37-7. Entering play today. Both teams 0-1 here in Pool A of the Northwest Class A Regional Tournament. As it stands coming in, Cache Valley is 2-0. Burley is 1-1. Those 2 teams played the first game today, and the Wolverines defeated the Green Sox in that one. Final score there was 13-8. Here's the 2-0 pitch home to Mickey Gillis. Glidden misses wide. 3-0 the count. On deck, hoping for a chance, is Zach Kinsey. Takini delivers the sign to Glidden. From my understanding, Jacoby's been calling most of these games from behind the dish. Here's the pitch from Hunter. He dials back the velocity a little bit on the 3-0 pitch and pushes across a strike. Count is 3-1 to Gillis. Bats here from the right side. Small lead off of first for Dominguez. He gets a good secondary as the 3-1 is swung on and missed. Glidden elevates the fastball. Might have gotten Gillis to chase, and the count runs full here, 3-2. Runner at first, Dominguez is going to be on the move. There's going to be some movement in the infield. Runner at third, Cash Chance going to be moving on contact. Here's the pitch home. It is fouled off, and we'll do it again, 3-2. Mickey Gillis, a .244 hitter this season for the Jets. 35 RBIs on the season, has him tied for third most on the team, and a golden opportunity for him to try to come through here. Seems like he does more often than not for his team, but this time he looks at strike 3 called on the outside. Glidden with 2 strikeouts here in the first inning. By the way, congratulations then for Hunter Glidden, who now across 2 seasons and the spring and the summer has recorded 100 strikeouts for the Klamath Basin and sets down the top of the first inning. We go to the bottom half next in a scoreless ball game on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
Getting set now for the bottom of the first inning here on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com as we get ready for the bottom of the first. Carson Sims, Corbin Hamilton, and Jacoby Tacchini getting ready to go against Houston Todd. Todd is making his 7th start of the season, his 20th overall appearance. He's got a 5-1 record in 37 1/3 innings pitched. He leads the team in ERA with a 2.4 earned run average. Again, the key today is getting started early for the Falcons. They were able to effectively score early yesterday, scoring 3 total runs in the first 2 innings, but late surges from the Green Sox, including 7 combined runs in the 5th and 7th, put the Falcons out of commission for that game. So put up a 0 in the top half of the first. Now got to capitalize. It was the story of the state tournament for the Falcons' inability to get going early, but you hope now that after playing a game here with one under their belt at the Northwest Class A Regional, that they play loose today and are able to swing the bats well. And it'll start here with Carson Sims, who, for his part, did swing the bat pretty well yesterday. Sims, in yesterday's loss, was 2 for 3 in that game. 2 for 4 in that game. He had a couple of singles and a sacrifice with an RBI. He's digging in here against Houston Todd, the left-hander from Sheridan. The pitch to Sims is going to miss inside, and that's how we get going here to start the bottom of the first inning. Sims digs back in. As Todd back on the rubber. Looks like he predominantly works out of the stretch 2 as he delivers to Sims. That one misses. Oh, that one's actually called a strike. Thought that might have missed in, but despite that, it is going to be called a strike, and the count is even, 1-1 to Sims. Decent performance yesterday. Sims comes in batting .371 on the season. Leads the team in at-bats in the leadoff spot, 143 this year. Here's a sharp grounder to the right side. Foul. Count is 1-2. Coach Teeters down the left side getting a boot on that one. But going to continue to roll foul. Coach Teeters in the third base box. Coach Takini in the first base box for the Falcons. Coach Craig Connor is in the dugout. We'll introduce you to the starting defense here for Sheridan in just a moment. The 1-2 pitch home to Sims is hit to the right side. Going to be tough to get to. That one is down in front of the right fielder, Kinsey. Sims burning for a double, and he gets in there. A sure single. Sims rolls the dice and gets in with a lead-off double. And the Falcons have a runner in scoring position to lead off the ball game. Hamilton getting a chance now, by the way, for Sims. That is double number 9 on the season. And Corbin Hamilton gets ready to step in now. Hamilton yesterday was 1 for 5 in the contest and struck out 4 times, hoping for a better turn today. His one single came in the second inning, but otherwise was all strikeouts for Hamilton yesterday. Looking in is Houston Todd. He comes set. Not a big lead off of second for Sims, but he gets aggressive on the secondary as the first pitch to Hamilton misses down. Count is 1-0. Corbin, like I said, a .440 hitter coming into play today. He has 34 RBIs on the season. Trying to knock in a first inning run for the Falcons here at the regional tournament. Pitch is swung on and missed. Count is 1-1. Now, of course, here in Single A Legion Ball, the Northwest Regional is the pinnacle. This is the tournament you play for all year long. There's no World Series for Single A baseball, unlike the Triple A level. So this is the event. This is the pinnacle right here. Here's the pitch to Hamilton. It's fouled back. Count is 1-2. Of course, one more day of pool play to come tomorrow. And then on Sunday, it is the semifinals with the championship games to be played on Monday. I suppose just championship game. It's not a series like it is in the typical state tournament fashion, but one winner-take-all championship game on Monday. Pitch misses outside there. Count is 2-2 as the two-seamer was up and away from Hamilton. Jacoby Takini is on deck for the Falcons. Looking in is Houston Todd. Gets his sign from his catcher, Gillis. Takes a long look at Sims and now delivers home. The pitch to Hamilton, lifted into center field. Coming in is Dominguez, and he will make the catch for the out. Sims, tagging from second to third, will make it. And so Hamilton, a sacrifice, moves Sims to third, and an RBI opportunity for Jacoby Takini with just one out.
Next to the plate for the Falcons, the catcher, number 19, Jacoby Takini.
Takini in yesterday's game had a double in the first inning, knocked in a run there. He also knocked in a run in the fourth with a single, finished 2 for 2 in the contest. He also walked a pair of times yesterday against the Burley Green Sox in the 11-9 loss. But another RBI opportunity here in the first for the team leader in that category as he watches a looping breaking ball get called a strike. Count is 0-1. Takini leads the team in average, has finally supplanted Ian Meyer for the team leader in average. .481 entering play today. Takini has 70 RBIs this year. That pitch misses upstairs, 1-1. I know there's a lot of discussion in the baseball world about, RBIs being kind of a happenstance stat, right? You can only really control if you come up with runners on base. I think that's true, but Takini just comes through when his team needs him. You rack up 70 RBIs in the amount of games that the Falcons have played. I don't think that's happenstance. I think that's the signal of a good ball player. After Jacoby Takini in the order, it's Ian Meyer. Todd delivers the pitch. Curveball fouled off. 2 strikes on Takini.
That foul ball brought to you by Game 1 Apparel. Foul balls can be returned to the concession stand in exchange for a treat.
Sims with a lead off of third, although not much to speak of course. The 1-2 on the way to Takini is swung on and missed. He gets on the elevated fastball, gets underneath it, and that'll be the second out in the inning, bringing up Ian Meyer.
The third baseman, number 2, Ian Meyer.
Meyer, another guy who drives in runs, 52 runs batted in this season, bats .477 for the Falcons. First pitch misses to Meyer. Count is 1-0. After Meyer in the order is Colin Takini. Yesterday, Meyer was 1 for 4 in the contest, singled in the first inning, followed that up with a strikeout, ground out, and a flyout in the second, fourth, and seventh innings. Meyer looking for a little bit better fortunes today and could start on the right foot if he can find a way to get on base here in the bottom of the first inning. As he takes a pitch low and in, count to Meyer is 2-0. Good take there by Meyer, just below the knees on the inside part, and he works ahead of the pitcher Houston Todd. Todd kicks and delivers. The lefty is going to miss wide against Meyer, so missed in, then missed away. Count is 3-0 to Ian Meyer. Diggs back in, relaxed in the right-handed batter's box. Meyer in a hitter's count, going to try to make Todd pay for it. Here's the pitch. That was a good curveball there from Todd. A lot of confidence to throw that pitch in a 3-0 count. Started away from the righty and then just looped back across the plate and in there for a strike. Still a hitter's count, though, for Meyer, 3-1. The delivery from Todd. That one also a curveball in there. That one started more over the middle of the plate. I think Meyer thought it was going to miss inside, but in fact just snuck in the inside corner. After missing with 3 straight fastballs, Todd goes back-to-back breaking balls. Now the 3-2 pitch, he goes back to the fastball and misses away. And so throwing the curveball for strikes, but couldn't place the fastball in that at-bat, and it walks Meyer, puts runners at the corners here for Colin Takini. Colin yesterday was 1 for 3 in the contest and scored a run. He singled in the third inning of that game, struck out twice. He walked and scored a run in the 7th inning. Here's the first pitch to him. It is taken for a strike. Two-seam fastball finds the outside corner, and Takini falls behind 0-1. Colin on the season, a .351 hitter. And on the season, has 34 RBIs. They throw over to Meyer, but Meyer is back safely. There's runners at the corners with 2 outs. I wouldn't think the Falcons would get too aggressive yet this early, although Meyer's a smart base runner over there at first as Takini takes a similar pitch for strike 1 for strike 2. It's the two-seamer away, and now Colin's going to have to protect that location. And also with the way Todd has had his breaking ball working here early, Takini is going to be on his back foot a little bit. Meyer takes off early, looking to get caught in a rundown. And now they throw over to second. Sims takes off. Meyer going back to first. The run scores, and Meyer gives himself up. But the Falcons get their run. It is 1-0 Falcons here in the bottom of the first inning. And we head to the top of the second next on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Rob, why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
Falcons snuck in a run in the bottom of the first inning. They lead the Sheridan Jets 1-0 to up this half inning for Sheridan at 6, 7, and 8 in their order. Zach Kinsey, Lucas Hutton, and Aaron Bowers. Want to remind you, for those Falcons fans who might want to keep tabs on the rest of the Northwest Regional, local group here in Wyoming called MyLocalRadio.com is broadcasting the entirety of this event if you want to check out any of the other games going on here at the regional. But, of course, appreciate you choosing our broadcasts for your Klamath Falls Falcons. The first pitch to Zach Kinsey was called a strike on the outer third, and Glidden works ahead of the right fielder from Sheridan. The pitch in is waved at and missed. I think that might have been the changeup from Glidden as Kinsey was out in front of that one and falls behind 0-2. Kinsey on the season is a .300 hitter for the Jets, but Glidden works ahead. The pitch is a chopper to the left side. Sims plays it on his back foot, fires across the diamond in time, and a good play there by Carson records the first out in the second inning. That was a tough chopper to read by Sims. Instead of charging it, let it come to him. Relied on his arm strength to get the out, and it brings up Lucas Hutton. Hutton, the team's third best hitter according to average on the team. Fourth best hitter according to average on the team. .328 on the year in the box. He is not a great extra base hitter. 40 of his 43 hits have been singles. He's got 3 doubles, and he's scored 32 runs this year. Glidden gets across strike one, now set with the 0-1 pitch. He kicks and delivers, goes off speed, and misses below the knees on the inside. Count is 1-1 to the third baseman from Sheridan. After Hutton in the order, it's Aaron Bowers. Glidden working swiftly out there. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Count is 1-2. Looked like a firm fastball. Sort of middle there. I think that probably caught more of the plate than Glidden wanted it to. But Hutton swung over the top of it, and it's a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch from Glidden. Misses away, and probably low as well. 2-2 the count to Lucas Hutton. Can't quite see it all the way on our angles here on the broadcast, but a pretty deep backstop here at Mike Lansing Field. As that one got away from Tacchini a little bit with runners on, the teams are going to look to make their catchers pay for that one as Glidden gets a swing and the miss on the outside curveball to Hutton. There's quickly 2 gone here in the second, and it brings up Aaron Bowers.
The left fielder, number 39, Aaron Bowers.
Bowers on the season. Let's see. There we go. Batting .174 on the season for Sheridan. Bats here in the 8th spot. Gets the start in left field. Delivery here from Glidden. Goes curveball. Gets the swinging strike. Believe the count is 0-2 to Bowers. As Glidden comes set with the pitch. Here it comes. Tried to elevate that one, but missed away. Not a bad pitch location after going soft and then trying to elevate the fastball. We'll see where Glidden goes here in the 1-2 count. Here's the delivery. Curveball, that one misses in. So you go fastball away, curveball in, missed on both of them. The count is 2-2, 2 outs in the inning. Here's the delivery from Glidden. Gets that one just missed, knee high, might have been a touch outside, and the count is 3-2 to Bowers. Ty Hammerstrom is on deck for the Jets should Bowers reach. Here's the pitch home. That one is going to be looked at for ball 4, similar location to the last pitch, but just off the plate away, and Bowers works a 2-out walk, and it brings up the number 9 hitter in the order, Ty Hammerstrom. Now, Hammerstrom kind of functions as the team's second leadoff hitter in a sense. Batting in the 9 spot, but he's got the third best average on the team, .343. And I appreciate when coaches drop their lineup like this, where you get one of your better hitters in the 9 spot to try to set the table for the top of the order. Here, though, with 2 outs, Hammerstrom's job is simple. Get on base and try to get it back to the top of the order. There's no real setting the table here, I suppose. Bowers on first. If he can knock him over to third, that would do the job as well. But right now, here's the pitch. It is looked at for a strike. The count is 0-2 to Ty Hammerstrom. Along with batting .343, he's got 7 extra base hits, 32 RBI. Glidden set with the 2-strike offering to Hammerstrom. Pitch on the way. It misses outside. I think Glidden went with the slider there, started it over the plate, and then it drifted away. Again, due up next is Blake Legacki for the Sheridan Jets. Glidden set, takes a look at the runner at first, Bowers. Now motions home. That one is going to miss low over the plate, but must have just been below the knees. Glidden probably feeling a little bit squeezed in these last 2 batters. But he's going to have to find the zone here. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hammerstrom. Glidden set again. And the pitch is swung on and missed. Glidden goes upstairs with a fastball, gets Hammerstrom to chase, and that will retire the side. A 2-out walk leaves a runner stranded, but the Falcons lead 1-0 as we go to the bottom half of the second next on mybasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Colin Tacchini, Ty Teeters, Trustin Thomas do up this half inning for the Klamath Falls Falcons. That's 5, 6, and 7 in their order. Colin Tacchini gets a fresh start here. He saw a couple of pitches, actually got 2 strikes against him in the bottom half of the first. But then the Falcons were able to manufacture that run, having Meyer try to kind of feign a steal to second to allow Sims to score from third. Good base running by the Falcons allowed them to sneak a run across in the bottom of the first, and now Colin looking to lead things off for his squad. First pitch from Houston Todd is going to miss away. Count is 1-0. Colin Tacchini on the season is a .351 hitter for the Falcons, looking to lead off this bottom of the second inning. This one is hit in the air to right field. Moving over by the foul line is Kinsey, and he will be unable to make the catch. It blew over his head thanks to the wind. Tacchini rounding second now, headed for third. The cutoff mishandles the baseball, and Tacchini, off the back of an error, is going to reach third base. So an E9 puts Colin at third as Kinsey. That ball was hit a long way. Had to have been 330 feet over there to the right field. And like I said, with the way that wind is blowing, Kinsey got underneath it, and then it just blew right over his head. He was right there to make the play. It might have even touched his glove. But anyway, Ty Teeters now with a golden opportunity to try to drive in the Falcons' second run of the ball game. Here's the pitch. It gets away from the catcher. We thought about having Tacchini break to the plate, but he will stay put at third. And the count is 1-0. To Ty Teeters. And the start is the DH today for the Falcons. Teeters bats .376 on the season for Klamath Falls. Trustin Thomas is due up next. There's nobody out and a runner at third. Here's the pitch to Teeters. Takes one middle for a strike. The count is even to tie, 1-1. Falcons looking to improve to even here in group play. Same for Sheridan, who lost yesterday. Pitch to Teeters is called a strike. 1-2. Sheridan losing to Cache Valley. They lost in that one, I believe 5-0 was the score. So Sheridan, 5 runs allowed. Klamath, 11 runs allowed. But a win today will move the Falcons up in those Pool A standings. That pitch to Ty misses up and away. Count is 2-2. If you're curious who's leading Pool B, Pool A is where the Falcons are. Pool B consists of Eugene, Service from Alaska, Casper, the host team, and Belgrade from Montana. That pitch misses low to Teeters, 3-2. Eugene is 2-0 after picking up a win earlier today. They actually walked it off in Mercy Rule fashion 10-0 against Service earlier today. So Eugene is 2-0. They have yet to allow a run in this tournament. Here's the pitch to Teeters. It's a bouncer out towards second base. Gloved by Hammerstrom. He goes to first, but a run scores as Tacchini touches home, and the Falcons lead 2-0. There's one out in the inning, and it brings up Trustin Thomas. So after Eugene in Pool B, Service is 1-1 after winning yesterday and losing this morning. Casper and Belgrade are each 0-1, but those two teams play each other in the nightcap tonight. The first pitch to Trustin Thomas is called a strike, 0-1. The only other game coming up tonight features Belgrade and Casper. Here's the pitch from Todd, and Thomas takes that one for a ball. Count is 1-1. Falcons play the early game tomorrow against Cache Valley. That pitch is called a strike. Count is 1-2. The schedule coming up tomorrow, it starts at 10 a.m. here, 9 a.m. in the Basin. The Falcons play the Wolverines. The Olies play the Belgrade Bandits from Montana as Thomas fights off a two-strike offering. Count remains 1-2. Burley Green Sox play at 4 o'clock tomorrow against Sheridan. That's the Pool A final. And then Service plays Casper tomorrow night at 7 o'clock here in Casper. Count is 1-2. The pitch is swung on and missed. Thomas goes down as the second casualty. No, did he foul that one off? Looks like he did. I stand corrected. It'll still be a two-strike count to Trustin Thomas. Thought that he had swung over the top of that one and he just got away from the catcher, but I think he did just barely get a piece of it, so Thomas sticks around to see at least one more. Again, after Trustin in the order, it's Chase Barrett for the Falcons. Here's the 1-2 from Houston Todd. A curveball misses upstairs, didn't have enough break on that one. Count is 2-2 to Thomas. Here's the delivery. Thomas shoots one the opposite way. That one looks like it's going to bend foul, and it does. Count stays 2-2 for the moment to Trustin Thomas. On the season, Thomas batting .317 for the Falcons. Been slugging .490. He's got 13 extra base hits this season. 14, counting the home run that he hit the state tournament a couple weeks ago. Here's the 2-2 coming in to Trustin Thomas. Swings and misses at the inside pitch. This time, Trustin goes down on strikes, and that brings up Chase Barrett. Already one run home this inning for the Falcons. We'll see if Barrett can't get a two-out rally started. Try and continue in the ball game. And what do we got here? Home plate umpire saying something to the Falcons dugout. Not exactly sure what it was, but looks like we're okay. All right. We're still looking back towards the Falcons dugout. Are we trying to get people in the dugout? What exactly is it? Interesting. Not exactly sure. No one's moved over there. Was it saying Harley needs to get back closer to the dugout? Regardless, Chase Barrett, first pitch to him. Big curveball from Houston Todd. The count is 0-1. He's really had that bender working here in the early parts of this ball game. Like I said, Barrett is up now. Harley Hoblet is due up next as that pitch to Barrett misses low. Count is 1-1. Barrett in the 8th spot in the order today. Yesterday in the loss, Barrett was 2 for 3 in the contest. He had a single and scored a run in the second. He had an RBI double and scored a run in the 7th inning. He also walked and struck out in that game. The 1-1 home to Barrett is hit to the right side, but well foul, and there's 2 strikes on the Falcons' left fielder. Barrett, a .313 hitter this season. He's played in almost every game this year. This is his 43rd game played and the 45th game played this summer for the Falcons, although for Chase, this is only his 12th start. He started a lot of games at the beginning of the season, and he was used mostly as a courtesy runner throughout the middle bulk of the season, but has started each of the first 2 games here at the Regional. Here's the 1-2 to Barrett. That one nearly hit him. It's over his shoelaces and called a ball. Count is 2-2 to Barrett. He's a guy who's had to take a reserve role, but has played it well. And with a little bit of a shift in the rules, Barrett has earned himself in the starting lineup. Here he smacks one to the right center field gap. That will likely be extra bases as it rattles around the wall. Barrett in with a standing 2-out double. And that's his second double of the regional, and Barrett into scoring position with 2 outs for Harley Hoblet. Nice piece of hitting there for Chase Barrett. Goes opposite field into the gap. And Hoblet getting his first look at Houston Todd today. Yesterday, Hoblet was 1 for 1 in that game. 1 for 2. He singled in an RBI in the second inning. He also flew out in the third. Otherwise, he was walked and was hit by a pitch in that game. But a base knock here would add another to the Falcons' 2-0 lead in the bottom of the second inning here in day number 2 of the Northwest Class A Regional Tournament. Here's the pitch, and that is called a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 to Hoblet. Again, still one more game guaranteed for the Falcons and for Sheridan for that matter, but for all intents and purposes, today is a must-win if you want to keep your hopes alive to appear in the Sunday semifinal. As that pitch misses low against Hoblet, 1-1. In a situation with a 3-way 1-2 tie, like I said, it would be a runs allowed would be the tiebreaker in that situation, but Falcons, more than that, would just like to win out here today and tomorrow and certifiably punch their ticket to the semifinal. Of course, still a lot can happen with few more games left to be played in Pool A, but if you can just win out from here, you feel like you can control your own destiny a little bit. The count is 2-1 right now to Harley Hoblet. Small lead off a second for Chase Barrett. And the pitch home is a line drive into center field. That is going to get down for a base hit. Barrett rounds third. He's going to score. And an RBI single for Harley Hoblet. The throw into the infield is a wild one, and Harley advances to second on the throwing error. 2 errors this inning for Sheridan and 2 runs for the Falcons, although only one of them is going to be unearned. An RBI there for Hoblet brings up Carson Sims. Good piece of hitting there for Harley. Just a line drive right back where it came from. And it drives in at Chase Barrett. The Falcons lead 3-0. Sims looking to replicate his performance from the bottom of the first when he wrapped a double and came around to score. Now in an RBI opportunity with Hoblet at second. The first pitch to Sims is swung on and missed. He's behind in the count 0-1. Like I said, Sims saw the ball well yesterday, was one of only a couple of players with multiple hits in the loss against Burley, but made the most of them, scored a couple of runs, and has already scored a run today, now tasked with trying to drive one in. The pitch to Sims will miss low, gets away from the catcher momentarily, but Harley scampers on back to first, and the count is 1-1 to Carson Sims. If the inning continues, Corbin Hamilton is on deck. Outfield shifted deep to the left. The right fielder playing a little bit shallow, center fielder playing a bit deeper, and they're playing deep into left. Sims gives this one a ride to left center field. Center fielder Dominguez going back. That one is over his head into the wall. Sims, another double, drives in a run, and the Falcons lead 4-0. That ball had to have been 380 feet. If we're playing at the Basin, that one probably isn't coming back, but Sims with a 2-out RBI double brings up Corbin Hamilton. 2 doubles today for Sims, 3 runs home this half inning for the Falcons. And it brings up Corbin Hamilton. For Carson, adding another double there, double number 10 on the summer. And knocking in a run gives Carson his 31st RBI.
Next to the plate for the Falcons, first baseman number 12, Corbin Hamilton.
Without an official at-bat in this game, I should say. He had a sacrifice fly in the first inning, which moved Sims over to third in that instance. Now, though, with 2 outs, needing a base hit to keep this rally going, they throw over to Sims at second, but he's back safely. The bases were empty with 2 outs in this inning, but Barrett doubled, Hoblet singled, and Sims doubled himself. And that's how we get to 2 more runs coming across this half inning for Klamath Falls. They lead 4-0 in the bottom of the second inning, day number 2 of the Northwest Class A Regional. Looking in is Todd. Shakes off one pitch. Now he's agreeable with Gillis. Here's the pitch to Hamilton. That one is going to miss in and get away from the catcher. Sims is effectively able to jog to third, again, with how deep this backstop is. And so now just 90 feet away from scoring in what I believe is a 1-1 count to Hamilton, 2-1. I hit the reset button here on my scoreboard and lost the count. I apologize. But Hamilton digging back in here against Houston. Todd. The pitch in. Misses away. Good take there by Hamilton. I believe the count's 3-1. I would know for sure, but the scoreboard is like right inside of the sun, and so almost none of the numbers on the scoreboard have come through at all today. That pitch to Hamilton called a strike. Counts full now to Corb, 3-2. Jacoby Tacchini on deck, hoping for a chance to hit this half inning. Here's the delivery home. That one misses away. Hamilton works a walk. There's runners at the corners now for Tacchini. Tacchini struck out his last time up, 0 for 1 today. And we'll have to wait for just a moment as timeout is called, and Sheridan looks to have a conference on the mound here. Bottom of the second inning, the Falcons lead 4-0. We'll see if they make a change here. But before that, we want to remind you today's broadcast on mybasin.com is brought to you in part by Geno's on East Main Street. Open up every single morning at 6:30, serving their famous breakfast burritos. Those are served all day long, along with other menu items like burgers, monthly specials, and Italian favorites. You can order online at ilovegenos.com or on DoorDash. I also want to get it out there that on the radio station on 104.3 and 960 Sports, we're adding a new regional program on Monday, hosted out of Eugene. The Drive, hosted by Danny Havel, will be starting on Monday here on 104.3 and 960 Sports. If you want to know about what's going on regionally with the Ducks and the Beavers and around the nation with national sports, he's going to have different things going on with callers calling in, so I encourage you to check it out. It is going to be Monday and every weekday from 3 to 6 o'clock right here on 104.3 960 Sports, with the stream, as always, available on mybasin.com. So no change for Sheridan here.
Next to the plate for the Falcons, the catcher number 19, Jacoby Tacchini.
Jacoby Tacchini settling in now. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. The pitch to Tacchini will miss wide. Count is 1-0. Like I said, Jacoby struck out his last time up in the first inning, but a chance to correct course a bit here if he can't help his team drive in another run. Sims is at third. Hamilton's at first. The pitch to Tacchini is called a strike, knee high on the inside corner. Not a bad location there from Todd after missing away with the soft stuff. Goes inside with the two-seam fastball and got Tacchini to stare at strike one. Count is even. Here's the pitch home from Houston Todd. Tacchini hits that one to the right side, but well foul, and now there's 2 strikes on the Falcons catcher. Ooh, we've upgraded from a treat to a tasty treat. Okay. The foul balls are getting more valuable. Set on the hill is Todd. Taking off early is Hamilton. They're going to try to get these guys caught on the rundown again. They run Hamilton back to first. Executed well that time from Sheridan. They stopped the Falcons from trying to sneak in that run across with Sims. And, well, that's exactly how you do it. If you're Sheridan, they seem to have learned from their mistake in the bottom of the first. They ran Hamilton back to first, and Sims stayed put at third. So there's still a 2-strike count on Tacchini, and still runners at the corners. We'll see if the Falcons try it again. Hamilton takes off again. They're running him back. Sims down the line. He's taking off. The throw down is going to be late, and Sims scores, and no tag applied to Hamilton either. And so another run stolen there by the Falcons. They lead 5-0. Great job by Hamilton, sticking around for just a little bit longer on the base paths there. Allowed the Falcons to score another. And now, still with 2 strikes on Tacchini. Hamilton leads off of first. And here's the pitch. He takes off for second. That one is called a ball, and Hamilton going to swipe second now. And so into scoring position in a full count against Jacoby Tacchini. Falcons have scored 4 in this half inning. The pitch to Jacoby. Screamer down the third base line is fair. Hamilton is going to score. Tacchini rounds first, heads for second, And he is in there with an RBI double, and the Falcons lead 6-0. 5 runs home this half inning for the Falcons. 3 doubles in this half inning. The bats have come alive here in the second, and Klamath Falls leads 6-0. We're going to have Max Rogers in at second in place of Takini as a courtesy runner. And here is Ian Meyer. Meyer, the 9th batter to hit this half inning for the Falcons. Prepares for the pitch. Here it comes. It misses outside, and the count is 1-0. After Meyer, we're back to where we started with Colin Takini due up next. Meyer walked his last time up and gave himself up on the base paths to allow the Falcons to score a run in the first. Again, they've since added 5 here in this half inning. Another pitch to Meyer misses up. Count is 2-0. Rogers takes a pretty sizable lead off of second base. The second baseman Hammerstrom gets over to the bag. They throw over, but Rogers is back safely. Count is still 2-0 at the plate to Ian Meyer. Gillis delivers the signal to Todd. And have to wait for just a moment as he checks over. But Rogers dives back safely. Here's the pitch home. Meyer, a grounder to the left side. That's in the gap. Gloved by Legacki. The throw across the diamond is going to take the first baseman off the bag, and that's going to allow Rogers to score a run.
That single by Meyer will score another run.
7-0 Falcons. And Colin Takini up now.
Next to the plate, the second baseman, number 1, Colin Takini.
Takini reached on an error and came around to score his last time up. Pitch to him, misses upstairs. Meyer on a delayed steal. Now he's caught in a rundown. Not sure if Meyer thought that pitch was in the dirt. Now he heads back to second. He's tagged out by the first baseman, and that will end the inning. Falcons add 6 runs here in the second, and they lead 7-0. We head to the third next on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you're aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Top of the third inning, and the Klamath Falls Falcons lead the Sheridan Jets, a score of 7-0. It's the top of the Jets order due up. Blake Legacki, then Cash Chance, and then Drake Martinson. That name's going to trip me up, I fear. But here we go. Glidden, the right-hander, now with a bit of a cushion to work with, and go right after Blake Legacki. He's 0 for 1 today, struck out to lead off the ball game. The delivery from Glidden is a fastball that misses out. It is a 1-0 count to Legacki. Like I said earlier, team's leading hitter, bats .370 coming into this game for the Sheridan Jets. Here's the pitch. That one is going to miss in. Glidden misses out with the fastball, then misses in with the fastball. We'll see how he attacks this 2-0 pitch to Blake Legacki. Here's the pitch. That one misses up and away. 3-0. And Glidden with a big cushion here, 7-run lead, can afford to try to let his defense work behind him. And I think that's exactly what Jacoby came out just for a quick second and said, settle down, get a strike across, let the defense work, and Glidden finds the zone on that one. Looked like it might have been high, but Takini stealing a strike for his pitcher there. Lagaki going to take a lap, maybe disagreeable with that call, but now digs back in for the 3-1 pitch. Here's the delivery from Glidden. That one misses wide, no question. And a leadoff walk delivered to Lagaki will bring up Cash Chance.
And that'll bring up the designated hitter, number 10, Cash Chance.
Chance singled, got as far as third base in the first inning, but Sheridan was unable to push him across. We'll see what they do now with nobody out and runner on first. A set of signals delivered by their head coach down the third base side. You wonder if Chance is going to lay down a sacrifice here. Quarters come in, and here's the pitch from Glidden. It is a ground ball to the left side, gloved by Sims in the gap, goes to Takini for one, slings it to Hamilton at first, but Chance beats out the back end of that double play, reaches on the fielder's choice. There's one out in the inning, and it brings up Drake Martinson. Nice play by Sims in the gap. Might have had a double play had he had the transfer a bit cleaner, but you get the lead guy anyway. And so runner at first with one out, and it brings up Drake Martinson. Martinson flew out in the first inning, popped out to shortstop. The left-handed bat steps in now with one gone and a runner on. Here's the delivery from Glidden. Misses down and in with the fastball. Count is 1-0. Martinson, he bats .362 on the season for the Jets. He's got 9 extra base hits on the year, 5 doubles, 4 triples. Here's the pitch. Curveball finds the zone. Nice pitch there from Glidden. I think umpire was waiting to see exactly where that one was framed up there by Takini, but he did a nice job of sticking that one right about thigh high on the outside part of the plate. And so a good strike there slotted in from Glidden to even the count to Drake Martinson. The first baseman digs into the left-handed batter's box, chokes up a little bit, but Glidden moves over to first. Hamilton has to leave his feet to corral that one. But still back safely at first is Chance. Now the pitch. Runner is on the move. The throw down from Takini is on the money, and they got him.
And the runner is thrown out by Jacoby Takini for out number 2.
2 gone in the inning, base is empty. And a great throw down from Takini. Threw just an absolute dart there to catch Cash Chance. I believe the count is 2-1, though, to the batter, Drake Martinson. As Glidden comes set with the pitch. Here it comes. Curveball, another pitch that finds the outside part of the plate. Starts away from the lefty and then just bends back over the plaque. And so nice job there from Glidden to get ahead. Can go just about anywhere he wants to here in a 2-2 against the lefty. Here's the pitch. Goes upstairs with the fastball. It's fisted to the left side. Meyer makes the catch in foul territory to retire the side. A couple of base runners to lead off the inning, but the Jets can't get anything going. They still trail 7-0 against the Falcons. We go to the bottom of the third next on mybasin.com.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
It's the bottom of the third inning at the Northwest Class A Regional Tournament on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. The Klamath Falls Falcons lead the Sheridan Jets 7-0. Due up this half for the Falcons is Colin Tacchini, Ty Teeters, and Trustin Thomas. Falcons were able to add 6 runs in the second. Would love to just continue to tack on here against the Jets. And again, the big key is not necessarily how many runs you score in this game. It's about how many you allow. And right now, with the goose egg in the runs column for Sheridan, the Falcons checking all the boxes, but still plenty of baseball left to go. It's a matter of keeping the gas pushed down. And so here steps Colin Tacchini. Reached on an error and scored a run his last time up. Here's the pitch. It misses low. Count is 1-0 to Colin. Today in one at-bat, he had that deep fly ball to right field that resulted in the error and the run scored. Second time up for Tacchini here. As that one misses low, in around the knees, maybe a touch inside against Colin. And the count is 2-0 to the Falcons starting second baseman. Todd kicks and delivers the pitch. That one misses outside. Todd's been around the zone here against Colin, but some good takes on some close pitches puts Colin up 3-0 in the count. Here's the delivery from Todd. That one skips in the dirt and a 4-pitch walk delivered to Tacchini. Will bring up Ty Teeters.
And that'll bring up the designated hitter, number 7, Ty Teeters.
Teeters grounded out in the second inning, but in doing so drove in a run. All right, here's Ty Teeters, but first a move over to first, and Colin is back safely. After Teeters in the order, it's Trustin Thomas. Another move over to first from the lefty, Todd. But again, Tacchini is back safely. First pitch home. Teeters looked like he was going to lay down the bunt. They throw down to first, but back safely is Tacchini. The catcher, Gillis, trying to back pick him. I think the ball might have slipped out of his hand or something. It hit the dirt about 30 feet in front of him, so didn't get the best throw off, but a good attempt there to try to backdoor Tacchini. We'll see how worried the Jets remain about him as Teeters lays down a bunt in front of the pitcher. Todd is up with it, throws on to first, but in the meantime, Tacchini advances to second base. A sacrifice bunt brings up Trustin Thomas. Thomas struck out his last time up. So 0 for 1 today, but an RBI opportunity for Trustin with 1 out and a runner in scoring position in Colin Tacchini. Delivery on the way from Houston Todd. The left-hander is going to miss low and away to the righty Thomas. Count is 1-0. We've talked a lot about Trustin this season. Now, he just seems to come up in RBI spots this year. He's got 33 hits, 28 RBIs on the season. Trying to come up in another similar spot here as that pitch misses low and into him, 2-0. After Thomas in the order, it's Chase Barrett. Set on the bump is Todd. And the pitch. That one called a strike, about belt high, maybe a touch higher on the outside corner. And the count is 2-1 now to Trustin Thomas. Pretty good-sized lead out by Colin Tacchini at second. The second baseman Hammerstrom trying to keep him close. And they'll check on him, but Tacchini makes it back before Houston Todd really even steps off the mound. I think he felt that one coming. But now, set on the bump is Todd again. And he delivers to Trustin Thomas. Thomas flares one to the right side, but foul.
That foul ball brought to you by Game 1 Apparel. It can be turned into the concession stand for a treat.
Count is still 2-2 here to Trustin Thomas. First year with the Falcons here at the regional tournament in an RBI opportunity. The pitch, a check swing, winds up in the dirt. It actually kicks out in front of the catcher. Oh, they're going to say he swung at that one. A drop third strike, and Thomas is out there at first. I thought he held up in time. At least it looked like he did to me, but with first base open, a drop third strike, and they throw him out at first. Thomas is down on strikes for the second time today, and it brings up Chase Barrett with a runner at third in Colin Takini. Barrett doubled and scored his last time up, part of a rally that saw the Falcons add 5 runs, well, 6 total in the second inning, but Barrett started the rally, which added 5 more. He doubled, Hoblet singled, Sims doubled, a walk, and then another double followed by a single. The Falcons were just able to piece together some good at-bats and, score a few runs. They now lead 7-0 in the bottom of the third, and that pitch to Barrett misses inside. Count is 2-0 here to Chase, and Harley Hoblet is due up next. Small lead off the third for Takini, just 90 feet away from scoring. Barrett fouls one back. Look out. Haven't seen many hit straight back into the stands like that, but I think that was right into a few Falcons fans. They're going to get themselves a tasty treat. All right, Barrett stepping back in for the 2-1 pitch. Delivery on the way. Barrett rolls one foul. Count is 2-2 to the Falcons left fielder. Barrett, by the way, that last time up for his double was number 5 on the season. Would love to add another if he can get a hold of one here with 2 strikes. 2 outs in the inning. And the pitch from Houston Todd is a liner to the right side over the head of the second baseman down in the gap. Barrett rounds first, heads for second. He is going to get in there with a double. And an RBI at that as Takini scores from third and the Falcons lead 8-0. Barrett shoots one in the gap again and comes up with another double, this time knocking in a run, and it brings up Harley Hoblet. Barrett with his 6th double of the campaign. Hoblet singled his last time up and knocked in a run. We'll see if Barrett just started another 2-out rally, much like he did in the second. Here's the pitch to Hoblet. First pitch taken, an inside curveball misses for ball 1. Harley bats .286 this season. Throughout the state tournament, saw his average dip quite a bit, but he's off to a good start here at the regional, already with an RBI single today. Pitch to Hoblet, taken for a strike, belt high on the outside corner. The count is even here to Harley. Lineup card turns over next for the Falcons with Carson Sims on deck. Small lead off of second for Barrett, hardly enough to speak about as the pitch comes home to Hoblet. It's in the dirt. Breaking for third is Barrett. The throw is going to take the third baseman off the bag, but good job by Hutton to get away, slide, and corral that one down the third base line. That probably saved a run as Barrett advances to third and Hoblet in a 2-1 count at the plate. Here's the delivery. That one misses high and in to Harley. 3-1 the count to the Falcons center fielder. 8-0 our score. The Falcons lead the Sheridan Jets here at the Northwest Class A Regional. The 3-1 home to Hoblet. Misses away. Harley walks, puts runners at the corners here for Sims.
Ball 4 will send Hoblet down to first base.
And we've got a meeting out there for Sheridan, and we'll see if they wind up making a change here for the Jets. After that walk, they take the ball, and so we'll step aside for 60 seconds, give the new arm some time to warm up. Bottom of the third inning, runners at the corners, and the Falcons lead the Sheridan Jets 8-0. Back after this on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Baseball fans, friendly reminder, the concession stand is open. You'll find it located behind the home field stands. Got a lot of ice cold drinks, nachos, popcorn, hot dogs. Give them a visit.
Josh Eldridge here, welcoming you back to Mike Lansing Field in Casper, Wyoming at the Northwest Class A Regional Tournament on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. The Falcons leading 8-0, and a new man on the bump for the Sheridan Jets is Lane Reeson. Reeson on the season making his 12th appearance. It's his 10th in relief. He's pitched 20 1/3 previous innings and has an ERA of 4.8 entering play today.
Next to the plate here for the Falcons.
Falcons have added already a run here in this inning, and they've got runners at the corners. Over at first is Harley Hoblet. At third is Chase Barrett. And Carson Sims, who's 2 for 2 today with 2 doubles, steps in. First pitch swinging, fly ball right side, foul. Counts 0-1.
There's another Game 1 apparel foul ball. Turn that into the concession stand for a treat.
Sims, not only has he doubled twice today, but like I said, knocked in a run in the second. He also scored each time around the bases. He's behind in the count here, 0-1. And the pitch on the way to Sims from Reeson is fouled off, and Sims behind in the count, 0-2. Todd would be responsible for these 2 runs that are on base right now should they come across, so can't exactly give you the full final line score on him yet. But Reeson trying to keep things where they are. Still not desirable for the Jets. They're down by 8, but anything else is going to hurt them this time. Hoblet takes off early from first. Sims sends another deep fly ball to right field, but this time Kinsey makes the catch, and that will end the inning. 1 run scores in the Falcons on the RBI double from Chase Barrett. They lead 8-0, headed to the 4th next on MyBasin.com.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, and or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
It's the top of the 4th inning, and the Klamath Falls Falcons lead the Sheridan Jets, a score of 8-0 so far for the Falcons. 8 runs, comes on 7 hits. They've committed no errors for the Jets. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors to this point in the ball game. Hunter Glidden still out there throwing for the Falcons. He's thrown well to this point.
Top of the 4th inning for the Jets, the center fielder, number 12, Will Dominguez.
Will Dominguez getting ready to step in now for Sheridan. So far today, he's without an at-bat. He walked back in the 1st inning. First delivery on the way from Glidden, misses inside, nearly hit the batter, but Dominguez is able to scoot out of the way and see another. The count to him is 1-0. Dominguez, the starting center fielder today. Like I said, he walked his last time up, got stranded at first base. Here, he rolls a weak one out to Colin Takini at second. Routine play, and the out is made at first for the first out in the fourth. So with one gone, it brings up Mickey Gillis.
The catcher, number 15, Mickey Gillis.
Gillis 0 for 1 in this contest. He struck out in the first inning. Gillis on the season is a .244 hitter. And the pitch is waved at and missed. The count is 0-1. Glidden pulled the string on Gillis there to get ahead. For the Falcons, their 8 runs come with 1 run in the first, 6 in the second, and 1 more in the third. Line drive, left field, down the line for what should be extra bases for Mickey Gillis. Turns first, heads for second. This is going to be close. The throw just late. That is a standing double for Mickey Gillis. A little bit closer than I think he anticipated, but a double nonetheless. Second hit of the day for Sheridan. And it brings up Zach Kinsey. A chance for the Jets to push a run across and break up that 0 in the runs column. Going to have a courtesy runner, by the way, here for Sheridan. Looks like it'll be number 11, Aiden Smith, on the base paths for the catcher. Welcome to the ball game, Aiden Smith. All right. So Zach Kinsey, who's 0 for 1 today, gets ready to step in. He grounded out to shortstop back in the second inning. All right. Looks like we're ready to go. Aiden Smith aboard. And Zach Kinsey at the plate. Glidden comes set with the first pitch. And here it comes. Curve ball. Might have been the slider. Had a little bit of wrinkle to it either way. And it's called a strike on the upper third of the zone. Might have been a touch outside there. Good pitch from Glidden to get ahead of Kinsey. 0-1. Here's the pitch. That one looked to be off speed as well, though that one dipping below the zone. Count is even to Kinsey. 1 ball and 1 strike. On the season, Zach Kinsey, a perfect 300 on the year. Glidden set with the pitch. Sims trying to keep the runner close at second. Now delivers home. Slots in a fastball on the outside corner. Good location from Glidden, working away from the right-handed hitting right fielder from Sheridan. And Glidden has 2 strikes on the batter. 1 out in the inning, and a runner at second is Aiden Smith. The pitch from Glidden is a chopper to third, over the head of Meyer and into left field. They're going to hold Smith at third, and runners at the corners with 1 out for Sheridan. See if they can't put something together here in the fourth.
Next to the plate for the Jets, the third baseman, number 23, Lucas Hutton.
Brings up Lucas Hutton. There's a ground out to start this inning, but a double followed by the single puts these runners at the corners. Hutton 0 for 1 in the ball game today, but a chance to get Sheridan's first run across. Hutton on the season is batting .323 for the Jets. And here comes Coach Craig Connor for the Klamath Falls Falcons. He looks to chat things over with Hunter Glidden, who's just pitched phenomenally today. And we'll see if this spells the end for him, or if they're just looking to chat things over with runners at the corners. Now, the Falcons have stung the Jets today with runners at the corners more than once, trying to steal a run with the kind of fake steal from first, and then you go from third. So we'll see if Sheridan tries to get back at them for some of that mischief on the base paths. And I think that might be what Coach Connor's coming out to talk about more than anything else. As we're ready to play ball, the home plate umpires are, well, they going over to talk to the Falcons dugout. Is the home plate umpire? Not exactly sure what the case is, but the home plate umpire taking his time walking over to the Falcons dugout. He's now on the steps of the dugout, and he's chatting with one of the coaches. This is the second time that the home plate umpire has paid serious attention to the Falcons dugout today, and I just wish I had more information, because I just don't know if it's a infraction, if maybe someone is chirping from the dugout, which is not unheard of, but okay. Here comes the home plate umpire. And I think we're ready for some baseball today in Casper, Wyoming. Glidden toes the rubber Home plate umpire says play ball. All right. Fresh count to Lucas Hutton. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Misses up. Counts 1-0. Kind of a pitch out there as they were looking to see if Kinsey was on the move. It's Kinsey at first and Smith at third. And a 1-0 count at the plate to Lucas Hutton. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses away. Count is 2-0. On deck after Hutton is Aaron Bowers. Middle infield looking to turn a double play here. And in fact, they are everywhere. Even Meyer at third base is playing deep, preparing for a double play on a hard grounder in the infield as the count moves to 3-0 to Hutton. Looks like the Falcons are willing to sacrifice that run if they can turn 2, which, well, I suppose would get him out of the inning anyway, but even on a fielder's choice situation, they're okay sacrificing that run. 3-0, and Hutton looks to lay down a bunt. Here's the pitch. It misses upstairs. And the bases are loaded for Aaron Bowers. Best opportunity that Sheridan has had all day to push a run across against the Falcons. Aaron Bowers is going to try and do the job here for the Jets. Bowers on the season is a 174 hitter. Not a guy who gets a ton of these opportunities, but he does have 9 RBIs and 8 base hits this season. So seemingly, with runners on, Bowers is a guy who comes up more often than not for his team. His account is 1-0 there. When he's able to make contact and try to push some runs across, it seems like these are the situations where he somewhat thrives in. Set is Glidden. And the pitch. That one in near the hands, but over the plate enough to be called strike 1. Count is even to Bowers. 1 out in the inning, bases loaded. The Falcons lead 8-0, but the Jets flirting with their first run of the ball game. Glidden set. Here's the pitch. That one misses in. 2-1 to Bowers. Ty Hammerstrom is on deck for the Jets. He's hoping to come up with a couple of guys on. But again, the infield for the Falcons playing back. They're going to try to turn 2, get themselves out of this inning. The outfield, coincidentally, playing a little bit shallow for the Falcons. Trustin Thomas deep in the right field side with the wind blowing out that way. But Hoblet playing relatively shallow in center. Same for Barrett in left. They're hoping that they can come up and maybe try to throw a runner out on a base hit that's shallow enough. But if Bowers is able to push one over their head, you could see a bases-clearing base hit there for the Jets. Regardless, it's a 3-1 count to Bowers after that one missed in the dirt. Corbin Hamilton and Jacoby Tacchini going to go out and have a quick chat with Glidden. Hunter's thrown well today. It's gotten a little bit away from him here in the 4th after a 1-out double followed by a single, then a walk, loaded the bases. In danger of walking in the first run of the ball game. And again, every run scored counts here in the regional. Here's a fly ball to center field. Hoblet going back. He is going to make the catch for the out. Runners from third and second tagging. They try to get Kinsey at third, but he is in safely. 2 gone, runners at the corners, and Sheridan pushes across their first run of the ball game on the RBI sacrifice fly from Aaron Bowers. Smith scores, Kinsey to third. Hutton stays put at first. It's 8-1 in the top of the 4th. Ty Hammerstrom now due up for the Jets. Hammerstrom, a good hitter in the 9 spot here. 3rd best average on the team. A .343 hitter. Today, though, he's 0 for 1. He struck out in the 2nd inning. See if Sheridan remains aggressive on the base paths. Here's the delivery from Hunter Glidden. It's a pitch right down Main Street for strike 1. After Hammerstrom, back to the top of the order for the Jets with Blake Lagaki. 8-1 the score. Glidden comes set with the 0-1. Time is called. Too late, though. The batter wasn't ready to hit, and he fouls off that pitch. As Hammerstrom tried to call time right as Glidden started the motion. Umpire did not grant it, and so Hammerstrom had to quickly get his hand down, grip the bat, and try to get a piece of that baseball, for which he did get a piece, but still down 0-2. Glidden set. Runner at first takes off. They throw to Tacchini, and Glidden just throws it over his head and into center field. And E1 will lead to a run as Hammerstrom will still be at the plate, but now just one runner in scoring position. It's 8-2 the score. They made the right play, but Glidden just airmailed it over Collins' head. No two ways about it, and a run scores. Count still 0-2 to Hammerstrom. It's the first error of the day, by the way, for the Falcons. See if Glidden can try to make up for that woe by punching out Hammerstrom here. The 0-2 pitch is looked at for strike three, and he does just that. 2 runs come across for the Jets in the fourth on 2 base hits. They leave a man stranded, and they trail 8-2 at the Northwest Class A Regional on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Josh Eldridge back with you here at the Northwest Class A Regional Tournament on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. The Klamath Falls Falcons lead the Sheridan Jets 8-2. Due up this half for the Falcons is Corbin Hamilton, Jacoby Takini, and Ian Meyer. That's 2, 3, and 4 in the Falcons order. Lane Reeson still out there for the Jets. He's into his second inning in relief after coming in for Houston Todd. For Todd, the final line score, and he would be on the hook for the loss should this lead hold. Todd pitched 2 2/3 innings. He allowed 7 hits, 8 runs, although just 2 earned. He walked 4 and struck out 3. So here we go. The first at-bat to Corbin Hamilton. Hamilton fouls that one back. Count is 0-1 to Corb, who is without an official at-bat today. Hamilton had a sacrifice bunt in the first, and then he walked and scored in the second. Here's the 0-1 from the right-hander Lane Reeson. Hamilton watches that one miss low. The count is even to Corbin. Falcons have taken advantage of 4 walks and 2 Jets errors to score these runs. Hamilton pops one up to the right side. Going to be tough to get to in foul territory, but the right fielder Kinsey runs a long way and hauls that one in for the first out in the 4th inning. Nice job there by the right fielder. He probably ran 90-plus feet to bring that one in.
The catcher, number 19, Jacoby Takini.
Brings up Jacoby Takini. 1 for 2 today. Takini struck out in the first, doubled in a run in the second inning, and although he was replaced by Max Rogers on the base paths, Rogers came in and scored a run, so Takini staying productive up there. The first pitch to Jacoby misses wide, and the count is 1-0. Takini, the team's leading hitter, entering play today. 481 on the summer for Klamath Falls. Here's the 1-0. That's a line drive to right center field. Down, likely to be extra bases as that one rolls to the wall. Takini digging for 2, and he will get in standing. Second double of the day for Jacoby Takini with 1 out here in the 4th. He gets the Falcons in business as they look to tack on more in this inning, and Max Rogers comes out and replaces him. For Jacoby, that was double number 21 on the season. A staggering number is going to boost his slugging percentage. He's 100 points better than anyone else on the team. And, well, that was coming into this game, and that number's probably improved. He's got to be slugging over 700 now. .692 coming into the game. I mean, just a fantastic summer for Takini. He continues it here at the regional, and he gives the Falcons an opportunity to tack on more here in the bottom of the fourth inning with the middle of the order due up in Ian Meyer. Lane Reeson delivers the pitch to Meyer. First pitch swinging, ground ball ricochets off the pitcher. Going to be a close play, but Reeson recovers in time and underhand toss to first. He looks to be okay as he recovered nicely, but in the meantime, Rogers advances to third on that play. 2 outs in the inning. Credit to Lane Reeson. It ricocheted off his boot, and now they want to check on him out there, but I think he's going to be okay. That's exactly what he's trying to tell his catcher and the base umpire who wants to check on him. Tough play, but a nice job there by the pitcher. Got to tip the old cap to him, and it brings up Colin Takini. Takini has reached base twice today, once on an error in the second, and then once on a walk in the third. He came around to score both times. Here's the pitch. First pitch swinging, line drive, center field, base hit, and an RBI single for Colin Takini makes it 9-2 Falcons.
Next to the plate, the designated hitter number 7, Ty Teeter.
Rogers scores for the second time today. First base hit for Colin on the afternoon. Give him the RBI, and it brings up Ty Teeters. Teeters is 0 for 1 today. Grounded out in the second inning, but added an RBI in that at-bat. He also laid down a sacrifice in the third inning. And here he takes strike one. Teeters on the summer is batting .376 for the Falcons. Takes a look down at his father, Coach Sean Teeters, in the third base coaching box. Now digs back in with 2 outs and a strike on him. The pitch to Ty is a chopper back up the middle. Going to be tough to get to. The catcher is going to come up with it, but no play to be made by Gillis, as that was just placed perfectly down the third base line. Sort of a swinging bunt there for Ty Teeters, but he advances Takini to second. Back-to-back 2-out singles brings up Trustin Thomas. Thomas has struck out a pair of times today, once in the second, once in the third, but a chance to add a run with a man in scoring position. Lane Reeson takes a look out at second. Not a big lead for Colin out there as Thomas swings over the top of strike one. After Trustin in the order, it's Chase Barrett for the Falcons. Wind continuing to blow harshly out to right field today here in Casper, Wyoming. It's a warm one today, 96 degrees, and continuing to rise. Here's the pitch to Thomas. He sends a shot to right field, to left field, down in front of Bowers, and it skips by Bowers. 1 run will score, and they're going to hold Teeters at third as a single plus an error allows Thomas to advance to second. And a run scores on the play. It is 10-2 Falcons. 2 men in scoring position. Now for Chase Barrett. Give Trustin a single and the RBI. And he advances to second on the error. And again, Teeters to third on the error. Chase Barrett 2 for 2 today. A couple of doubles. He's seeing the ball well. Added an RBI in the third. Scored 1 run. That was in the second inning. First pitch from Reeson. First pitch swinging in a chopper out to short. Going to be a tough one, but Legicki gets up with it. Throw to first, and it's in time. Nice play by the shortstop, Legicki, to throw onto first in time and set down Barrett. But the Falcons do score 2 runs. Back out in front by 8, 10-2 as we head to the 5th on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
Top of the order due up for Sheridan in the top of the fifth inning. It'll be Blake Legacki, Cash Chance, and Drake Martinson due up this half.
Top of the fifth inning for the Jets. The shortstop, number 7, Blake Legacki.
Legacki making a good defensive effort to get his team out of the last half inning, and now a chance to do it with the stick today. Legacki 0 for 1 in the ballgame. He struck out on the first and then walked in the third. First offering on the way from Hunter Glidden is a line drive to right field and a base hit for Legacki. First pitch swing in and a good result for the Jets. Brings up Cash Chance.
That'll bring to the plate the designated hitter, number 10, Cash Chance.
Chance singled in the first and reached on a fielder's choice in the third. But after a leadoff base hit, the Jets trying to scratch and claw themselves back into this ball game. All right. Designated hitter steps in. Here's the pitch. Glidden goes off speed and pushes across strike one against Chance. Glidden's had that off-speed pitch working more often than not today, especially against these right-handers. He's thrown it well inside, he's thrown it well outside, and he's thrown it well in the middle, too, which is to say he hasn't thrown it in the middle very much. He's been able to go in and out against these righties today, and it's kept them off balance, and he gets ahead of Cash Chance here, 0-2. The delivery on the way from Glidden. That one is lifted to the right side. Hamilton giving chase by the dugout, but runs out of room, and the count will remain 0-2 on the foul ball. After Chance in the order is Drake Martinson for Sheridan. 10-2 our score. Falcons lead, top of the fifth. Pitch on the way as Glidden comes set. Decent lead off of first for Legacki. The delivery home is in the dirt. Count is 1-2. You might hear the clings of a couple of bats down the right field line. That's because still one more game to go tonight. Features the Belgrade Bandits, the representatives from Montana, against the hosts, the Wildcatters here from Casper. Line drive, left center field, and a base hit for Chance, likely to be extra bases. Rounding third and headed for home is Legacki. They throw to third to try and get Chance, but he is in there with an RBI triple, and it is a 10-3 ball game. Nobody out in the fifth. Scoring all the way from first was Legacki. It brings up Drake Martinson. And for the first time today, the Sheridan fans given something truly to cheer about, and they're being loud, and they're supporting their ball club as they try to scratch and claw back into this game as Craig Connor comes out of the dugout for the Falcons. There is a right-hander warming up down there. I think it's P.J. Safford, best I can tell. And they're going to take the ball from Glidden, and I think it's going to be Ty Teeters who comes out here. Teeters is going to step in, which means the Falcons will drop the DH. Teeters will hit in the pitcher's spot as the DH. He comes in to pitch, but again, there is a right-hander warming up for the Falcons out there, as we'll see how long this performance from Teeters is lived as he takes over in the top of the fifth. We'll step aside, give him some time to warm up. On 104.3 960 Sports, mybasin.com, the Falcons lead 10-3.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
Top of the fifth, and the Falcons turn to a new arm. It's Ty Teeters. ERA of 3.94 in 5 1/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 3 runs, too small of a sample size to put too much stock in that ERA. It's only his 4th appearance of the season. Teeters likely going to try to get the Falcons out of this 5th inning and see if they can't turn to Safford late to hang on to a lead. Right now the Falcons lead 10-3, but Sheridan has a runner at third and nobody out. And Teeters' first task out of the bullpen will be Drake Martinson, then Will Dominguez, then Mickey Gillis. That's 3, 4, and 5 in the order, with Cash Chance standing at third. So here's the first pitch. Teeters drops in a curveball for a strike. Starts with the slow stuff against Martinson, who's 0 for 2 today. He's flown out to shortstop and flown out to third base in 2 tries. The count is 0-1, and a swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Martinson off balance. I think that might have been a changeup from Teeters. It looked like it had a little bit of wayward movement away from the lefty, but hard to tell exactly. It had some kind of movement to it. Couldn't quite tell if it was the two-seam or the changeup. But regardless, Teeters set with the 0-2, goes curveball, gets the foul ball. Thought that Martinson was out in front of it a little bit, but he did just barely get a piece of it. The count remains 0-2 to the Jets' first baseman. Again, just to reiterate, Falcons no more DH. The pitcher will now hit in the 6th spot for the rest of the game. Delivery from Teeters, misses away, 2-2. Pardon me, 1-2. The count to Martinson. On the season, a .362 hitter, 9 extra base hits, 35 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Line drive, it is fair down the right field line. Rounding first, headed for second is Martinson. He's now digging for third, and the throw will never come. Back-to-back triples for the Jets. Leads to 2 runs here in the inning. Sheridan rallying. They're down 10-4.
Next to the plate for the Jets, the center fielder number 12, Will Dominguez.
For Martinson, 5th triple of the season, adds another run. 10-4 our score. The Falcons lead, and here's Will Dominguez. 0 for 1 today is Dominguez. He walked in the first, grounded out in the 4th. He gets ready to face off against Ty Teeters. Here's the pitch. Curveball right down the middle. Oh, must have been outside. Looked pretty good from up here, but I guess it missed. Didn't think Takini really moved his glove from the target all that much, but the count is 1-0. Here's the pitch. That one missed up, no question. 2-0 to Dominguez. After Dominguez is Mickey Gillis for the Jets. Dominguez on the summer. That's .306 for Sheridan, as that pitch is called a strike. Count, is 3-1 here to Dominguez. Thought he earned a walk on that last one, but Teeters just slotted in the fastball knee high. This time, a foul ball will move the count to 3-2 to Will Dominguez.
Concession stand for a tasty treat.
Game 2 of pool play here today. Effectively a must-win here for both of these teams. Falcons lead at this point by 6 runs, and Sheridan has a runner at third. Dominguez stays alive on the 3-2 pitch by fouling it off, and he'll see another. 2 runs home already this half inning for Sheridan. A single and back-to-back triples have earned them this couple of runs. Here's a fly ball to the right side, And foul out of play. Count is still full, 3-2. Dominguez digs back in, chokes up a little bit, no batting gloves. He faces Teeters. The pitch is a check swing and ball 4. Runners at the corners here for Mickey Gillis.
And that'll bring up the catcher, number 15, Mickey Gillis.
Gillis has struck out and doubled so far today in the first and fourth innings. When he doubled in the fourth, he came in and scored a run. Nobody out in this inning, and the Jets rallying here in the fifth. Set on the bump is Teeters. And here's the first pitch home. It is swung on and missed. The count is 0-1 to Gillis. Gillis bats .244 this season for Sheridan. Although he's got 35 RBIs in 33 hits. Has more doubles than singles this season. 15 doubles, only 12 singles, and he's also got 5 triples and a home run. Kind of your prototypical big league player. Strikes out most on the team, hits for power, not a great average hitter, but comes up when your team needs him to. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Mickey Gillis. He chops one foul down the third base side. Sticks around still, 0-2. After Gillis in the order, it's Zach Kinsey. An appearance from the bat boy to drop in some new baseballs. Haven't had too many battles for foul balls behind home plate. Most of the foul balls today have been squared up and driven a long way. Both of these teams, frankly, swinging the bat well. A lot of extra base hits in today's contest. Teeters is set with the 0-2. Here it comes, and he's going to miss away with ball 1. Gillis, the catcher for Sheridan. With 2 strikes and runners at the corners, we'll see how aggressive Sheridan gets, or if they decide to continue to play conservatively. Now they're trying to just keep guys out there and on base. Try to keep this rally going, which I think is the plan of attack here. Pitch is fouled off. Count remains 1-2. The Jets scored 2 runs in the fourth on 2 base hits and already have 3 hits here in the fifth and have scored 2 runs. Single from Lagaki, triples from Chant and Martinson, then Dominguez walked. He's at first. Martinson is at third. And here's the 1-2 pitch home from Ty Teeters. A checked swing on a pitch in the dirt. Counts 2-2. Teeters gets the sign in from Takini. Here's the pitch. That one's hit well to left field. Barrett going back. He is going to make the catch. But tagging from third and scoring is Martinson. And Sheridan is now trailing just 10-5. 1 out in the inning. Runner aboard at first for Zach Kinsey.
The right fielder, number 9, Zach Kinsey.
Kinsey is 1 for 2 today. He grounded out in the second, and he singled in the fourth. Bats here with a runner on and 1 out. Teeters takes a look over at first. Not a huge lead for Dominguez. And the pitch home is called a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. These 2 teams play again tomorrow, although, of course, different opponents as we wrap up pool play tomorrow. Teeters with the 0-1, delivers home, and misses low. Counts even, 1-1. The Falcons play the early game tomorrow at 10 a.m. They'll play the Cache Valley Wolverines. The Jets play the Burley Green Sox tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Again, all these times are Mountain Time. Here's a grounder to the left side, through, and a base hit for Kinsey. Moves Dominguez up to second, and it brings up Lucas Hutton. Hutton 0 for 1 today, struck out in the second, walked in the fourth. And now we're going to have Coach Craig Connor come on out of the dugout, and we'll see if this is Safford getting ready to come in and throw for the Falcons, or if this is just a quick meeting here for Coach Connor and the Falcons. It looks like Safford is getting ready to come in out there, judging by his body motion. But seemingly they're keeping Ty in, at least for the meantime, as we remind you that today's broadcast on mybasin.com is brought to you in part by Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance. They use a modern and research-backed approach to physical therapy to ensure you see both a reduction in pain and enhanced mobility, getting you back to peak levels of optimal health and wellness. Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance has been treating athletes of all ages since 2020. All right. And home plate umpire taking his time strolling back from the Falcons dugout. Maybe he's got his water over there and I'm just mistaken. But regardless, it looks like we're about ready to go. Teeters toes the rubber as he gets set to face Lucas Hutton with 2 men on and just 1 man out. At second, it's Dominguez. At first, it's Kinsey. And the Jets have added 3 runs here in the 5th. First pitch from Teeters called a strike, knee high on the inside corner, 0-1 to Hutton. Aaron Bowers is on deck for the Jets. Infield going to try to turn 2 here for the Falcons. Teeters going to try to keep the ball down here if he can help it. The 0-1 is a curveball, misses low. Count is even, a ball and a strike. Lucas Hutton this season for the Sheridan Jets bats .323, 26 runs batted in for him on the season. Not a guy who strikes out a lot, only 18 Ks and 130-plus at-bats. Here's the pitch. Misses in. Count is 2-1, although the Falcons did get him on strikes back in the second inning to go along with a walk in the 4th. Count is 2-1 to Hutton. Teeters gets the signal from Tacchini and is set to throw. Here it comes. That one misses outside just barely. Teeters falls behind here, 3-1. A walk here would load the bases and would maybe spell the end for Ty Teeters. Teeters is set. Now the pitch. Check swing and a called strike anyway. Count is 3-2 to Hutton. Teeters finding the outside part of the plate with the fastball. And the count is full. Teeters set, big pitch on the way, a big lead at second for Dominguez. Teeters clocks it, but then motions home. Line drive to right center field, and that'll get down for a base hit. 1 run comes in to score on the RBI single from Lucas Hutton. Will Dominguez touches home, and it's a 10-6 ball game. Runners stay at first and second after the RBI, and it brings up Aaron Bowers.
That'll bring to the plate for Sheridan, the left fielder, number 39, Aaron Bowers.
And this will be it for Ty Teeters as Coach Connor makes the motion to bring in P.J. Safford. A score of 10-6 in the 5th, 1 gone and 2 men on for the Sheridan Jets. We'll take a break as Safford gets ready to warm up on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN, expert care when it matters most.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today, we're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
PJ Safford, new to the game here for the Klamath Falls Falcons. He's taken over for Ty Teeters in a situation with 2 men on and just 1 man out. And already 4 runs home for Sheridan in the 5th. They trail the Falcons 10-6. PJ Safford making his 15th appearance on the season, his 14th in relief. He's got a 3-3 record and an ERA of 1.38 in 30 innings pitched. He'll try to go through 8 and 9 and stay away from 8-9-1 in this half inning as he faces Aaron Bowers and Ty Hammerstrom. If he can try to get 2 quick outs and keep this lead where it's at, due up in the bottom half of the 5th for the Falcons is Harley Hoblet. All right. Here's Aaron Bowers, 0 for 1 today. Pardon me. Without an official at-bat, he walked, and he had a sacrifice fly with an RBI earlier in the ballgame. Safford gets across strike 1 to begin his outing today. Bowers digs back in, bat resting on his shoulder. The pitch from Safford is fouled back, and the count to Bowers is 0-2 with Ty Hammerstrom due up next. Safford looks in, gets the signal here from Takini. Set again is Safford. Doesn't pay much attention to the runners out there, but a decently sized lead out at second. Safford delivers home, gets a big swing and the miss on a slider, and there's 2 gone here in the 5th.
For out number 2. And that'll bring to the plate the second baseman, number 4, Ty Hammerstrom.
Ty Hammerstrom 0 for 2 today. He struck out a pair of times in the 2nd and 4th innings. Gets set to face off against Safford as PJ tries to strand a couple of runners out there. Falcons lead 10-6, but as that lead shrinks, obviously becomes more and more uncomfortable. At one point, the Falcons led by 8 runs. Here's the first pitch. It's a foul ball. Count is 0-1. For the Falcons, they scored 1 run in the first, 6 in the second, 1 in the third, and 2 in the fourth. For Sheridan, 2 in the 4th and 4 more here in the 5th, and they might not be done yet. All right, Hammerstrom digs back in for the 0-1 pitch. Safford set with it, and here it comes. Slider fought off foul. Good pitch from Safford. Started inside with the slider against Hammerstrom, and Hammerstrom just a bit tardy on that inside slider. I think he was waiting for it to stay inside, and then, well, there's so much late movement on Safford's slider that just had to fight that one off. Count is 0-2, and Safford is set. Here's the pitch. Another curveball this time, swung on and missed. Safford comes out of the bullpen, gets back-to-back strikeouts, and puts an end to the bleeding in the 5th. But the Jets add 4, and they trail by 4 as we go to the bottom half of the 5th next on MyBasin.com.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you're aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Harley Hoblet, Carson Sims, and Corbin Hamilton due up here to lead off the bottom half of the 5th inning for the Klamath Falls Falcons. New arm into the game for the Sheridan Jets is Aiden Smith. Smith making his 17th appearance of the season. It's his 10th in relief. He's got a 4-1 record, and in 29 2/3 innings pitched, Smith has an ERA of 3.3 entering play. He takes over for Lane Reeson. We can close the book on Reeson here, as well as a couple of the Falcons pitchers, but Reeson pitching an inning and a third, giving up 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. Reeson exits after 16 pitches, so he stays eligible to throw again tomorrow. For the Falcons, Ty Teeters recorded 1 out in his outing, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. They were each earned, and a walk. Glidden pitched 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. By the way, Hoblet wears the first pitch. And so Harley Hoblet, hit by the pitch again, takes first, and we go back to the top of the order in Carson Sims. By the way, Safford came in and pitched as well for the Falcons. He's still the active pitcher, got 2 outs, 2 strikeouts in 6 pitches through 6 strikes. And that was it for him in the 5th, although I anticipate he'll stick around and throw a bit more for the Falcons. Regardless, aside from all of that, a runner at first for Carson Sims. Hoblet takes off and is going to swipe second with ease, and a runner in scoring position for the Falcons with nobody out, and the top of their order due up. Sims today 2 for 3, couple of doubles on the ledger for him today, and 2 runs scored and an RBI. Sims been swinging it well this tournament. That's to go along with a couple of runs scored yesterday in a 2 for 3 day. 2 for 4 yesterday for Sims. All right, Carson ready to dig back in here. Set on the mound is Aiden Smith, and the pitch is lifted to shallow center field. Coming in is Dominguez, and he makes the catch. There's 1 gone in the inning. Corbin Hamilton set to step in now for the Falcons. Hamilton without a base hit yet today, although he did walk and score in the 2nd inning. Harley Hoblet aboard at second. Set is Smith. And the pitch will have to wait as they move over to Hoblet at second, but Harley is back safely. Jacoby Tacchini is due up next for the Falcons. All right. Smith takes a look around. Again, not a huge lead for Harley at second, although he does like to play mind games out there. The pitch to Sims, ruled a strike. The count to Carson is 0-1. Sims on the season, a .371 hitter. Pitcher steps off for a moment. Now is reset. Smith delivers the pitch. Misses in the dirt. Hoblet breaks for third and is in there safely. Aggressiveness for Harley pays off, and he's into third with 1 out in the inning. Falcons lead 10-6, but any runs you can tack on here go a long way to try to shore this thing up as Sheridan has begun to rally in the middle parts of this ball game. Here's the pitch to Hamilton. That one is chopped down the left field side and fair. Hamilton turns around first, heads for second, and is in there safely. And an RBI double for Corbin Hamilton. It's 11-6 Falcons.
Next to the plate for the Falcons, the catcher, number 19, Jacoby Tacchini.
So Hoblet scores, and it brings up Jacoby Tacchini. Couple of doubles on the ledger for him today as well. Tacchini doubled in the 2nd and the 4th. Added an RBI on the first double as well. And another RBI opportunity here with Hamilton in scoring position. That one is going to miss low. Count is 1-0 for Hamilton, by the way. Knocking in that double, his 7th of the season. And an RBI, his 35th. Not a huge lead off a second for Corb. but Takini delivers the pitch. That one misses in the dirt. A good job by the catcher Gillis to knock that one down. Disallow Hamilton from advancing to third. There's one gone in the inning. And a 2-0 count to Takini. Runner in scoring position is Hamilton. The Falcons have already scored one run in this half inning. After Takini is Ian Meyer. Looks like we're about ready to go after the home plate umpire dusts off home plate. And here's the 2-0 pitch to Takini. Curveball lifted to right field. Looks to be in foul territory. First baseman giving chase. Has to slide back there, but Martinson not able to come up with it despite a quality effort. The count is 2-1 to Jacoby Takini. Takini, like we said, leads the team in average, 481 coming into play today. He is one of only two Falcons to start every game this summer. He's joined in that club by only Corbin Hamilton, who stands out at second. Smith takes a long look in, now comes set. Here's the pitch. Takini sends a shot to left field, but foul. Count is 2-2 to Bobo.
That foul ball brought to you by Game 1 Apparel. It can be turned into the concession stand for a tasty treat.
I really got to find out what this tasty treat is. I've heard about it about 1 million times these last two ball games. Gum is the tasty treat? I mean, it's tasty, I suppose. Here's the pitch to Takini. Sends a high fly ball to shallow left field. The third baseman, Hutton, able to move over, and he can't squeeze it in foul territory. And Takini gets gifted a second life here. I hope it's at least Trident gum and no juicy fruit. That stuff loses its flavor so fast. Maybe extra, perhaps. That's good stuff, too. That's what I usually... Oh, it's extra. Got the thumbs up. Okay. That's good. I keep that in my bag. That's good stuff. All right. Another two-strike offering to Takini. That one misses low, and Jacoby works a full count, 3-2. Good at-bat here from Jacoby. Good lead off his second here for Corbin. The second baseman, Hammerstrom, trying to keep him close. Smith checks the lead, now delivers home. That pitch is going to get away from the catcher and allow Hamilton to advance to third. Takini takes first on the walk. And runners at the corners now for Ian Meyer as Max Rogers is up and out of the dugout. Be a courtesy runner there for Jacoby. And Ian Meyer, an RBI opportunity here. The cleanup hitter trying to add some more to the Falcons' 11-6 lead. Good lead off of first for Rogers. We'll see if the Falcons remain aggressive here on the base paths as they have throughout this contest. It's part of the reason why they've been able to notch 11 runs. Rogers takes off on the first pitch, and Meyer hammers a ball foul. The count is 0-1. Meyer today had an RBI single in the second inning. Pardon me, no RBI on that base hit, but a single did eventually lead to a run scored in a roundabout way. An error on that play knocked in a run. Meyer doesn't get the RBI, but as a part of a two-out rally, certainly credited with keeping that rally alive at the time. Here's the 0-1. We'll have to wait as they move over to check on Rogers at first. He took off on the first pitch to create an 0-1 count, so I try to keep him honest over there. All right, Smith is set, and the pitch. Misses wide. Count is even to Meyer. After Meyer in the order is Colin Takini, with the pitcher's spot now occupied by P.J. Safford. He's in the hole. Meyer lost his spot as the team's leading hitter before play began today. Still a .477 average, 30 points better than the next. He sends a ground ball to shortstop, onto second for one. The 6-4-3 double play ends the fifth inning, and the Falcons, they do add one run. They lead 11-6 as we go to the sixth next on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other, a place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
All right, we welcome you back to the top of the sixth inning. We'll check on the line score for our two teams today as the Klamath Falls Falcons lead the Sheridan Jets. For the Falcons, 11 runs, comes on 12 hits. They've committed 1 error. For the Jets today, 6 runs, comes on 7 hits, and they've committed 3 errors. Top of the order due up here for the Jets, Blake Lagaki, Cash Chance, and Drake Martinson for Sheridan, as they look to continue to inch back into this ball game. At one point down by 8, they got within 4 before the Falcons added a run in the bottom half of the 5th. Sheridan scored 2 runs in the 4th and 4 more in the 5th. Here's the pitch from P.J. Safford. That one is ruled a strike, 2-seam fastball, 0-1. Safford has been perfect out of the pin so far. Here's the 0-1. That one is hit foul. Count is 0-2. Lagaki has struck out once already today in the first inning. He also singled in that 5th. Here's the pitch from Safford. Misses low. The count is 1-2. Safford works quickly out there, already ready to throw out of the stretch, and he gets Lagaki swinging out of his shoes on the inside breaking ball. First strikeout here in the 6th for Safford, 3 in a row dating back to the 5th. If he hadn't missed that pitch down low, would have kind of in a roundabout way been an immaculate inning. He would have gotten 3 straight strikeouts on 9 straight pitches, although it was from the 5th to the 6th. Though it wouldn't have really counted, although still a neat achievement. Even then, got 3 strikeouts on 10 pitches anyway. That is just as impressive as Cash Chance will take strike 1. He takes ball 1. Down in around the knees. Chance today has been effective. An RBI triple his last time up in the 5th. He also scored a run to go along with a single in the first inning. Fouls off the 1-1 pitch. It's now 1-2 with Drake Martinson due up next. Top of the 6th, Falcons lead 11-6 here at the Northwest Class A Regional Tournament in Casper, Wyoming. Delivery from Safford is fouled off. The count remains 1-2. Well, see, now the Bat Boys are making Rogers go fetch this ball down here on the side. I thought we were going to see some battles today. All right, here's the 1-2 from Safford. Curveball misses up by the head of the batter, Chance. Safford knew that. I think that ball slipped out of his hand. And count is 2-2. Chance, the DH today, hitting in the pitcher's spot, of course. That's the rules here when you get to the regional tournament, as the 2-2 misses wide, 3-2. Oregon Single-A Legion Baseball played by high school rules, whereas you get to this point, you play by Legion rules, so the DH can only hit for the pitcher. But now, of course, the Falcons have dropped the DH and have allowed their pitcher to hit in what is, I believe, the 6th spot in their order. Safford misses by a hair on the full count pitch and walks Cash Chance. And so a 1-out walk brings up Drake Martinson. Martinson tripled in a run his last time up in the 5th inning. Otherwise, he's flown out twice today. Safford now having to work out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. This is a well-struck ball to center field, but right at Hoblet for the second out in the inning.
That ball is caught by the center fielder, Hoblet, for out number 2.
Dominguez getting ready to step in.
Center fielder number 12, Will Dominguez.
Will Dominguez is 0 for 1 in the ball game today. He's walked twice, though. Once in the first, he was left stranded that time, but he came in to score a run in the 4-run fifth for the Jets. But now with 2 outs and a runner on first, Safford going to try to put up a goose egg here in the 6th. Then he starts things off with a well-placed slider to get ahead 0-1 against Dominguez. If Dominguez finds a way to get on, though, it's Mickey Gillis due up next. PJ said with the 0-1, now delivers the pitch. He's going to find the inside part of the plate with a fastball jamming in against Dominguez and quickly ahead of the center fielder 0-2. Safford gets the signal from Tacchini. He's set with the pitch, kicks and delivers, and it is swung on and missed. Safford gets 2 strikeouts here in the 6th and puts up that 0 in the scoring column for Sheridan in the 6th. We head to the bottom half next in an 11-6 ball game on mybasin.com.
Falls Falcons 11.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food.
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes.
Monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Colin Tacchini, PJ Safford, Trustin Thomas due up this half inning for the Klamath Falls Falcons as they lead the Sheridan Jets a score of 11-6 here at the Northwest Class A Regional Tournament. My name is Josh Eldridge. Thanks for joining us today. Want to remind folks that are looking to catch the entire tournament and not just Falcons baseball. There is a broadcast crew broadcasting every game here at Mike Lansing Field. You can check out mylocalradio.com. That's mylocalradio.com. There's a crew, Anthony and Jesse, calling the games over there. And appreciate you still choosing us to bring you Falcons baseball throughout this Northwest Regional Tournament. Thank you very much. All right, Colin Tacchini gets ready to step in against Aiden Smith. Tacchini has reached base 3 times and scored 3 runs today. Here he sends a line shot to Lagaki at shortstop, gloved there by Lagaki, and 1 pitch and 1 gone here in the 6th.
Next to the plate for the Falcons, the pitcher number 6, PJ Safford.
PJ Safford stepping in, getting his first at-bat of the day. Safford on the season, a .317 hitter. Steps in here against Aiden Smith. The pitch nearly hits him, but he scoots out of the way, and the count is 1-0. Trustin Thomas is due up next for the Falcons. Safford settles in for the 1-0. The pitch on the way from Aiden Smith. It's going to miss to Safford. That one misses a touch low. The count is 2-0 to the Falcons pitcher. Since coming in as the pitcher, Safford has been dominant. He's recorded 4 strikeouts since coming in the previous couple of innings ago. As he lifts one to the right side, the second baseman Hammerstrom moves over, tucks it away for the second out.
Hammerstrom for out number 2.
So here comes Trustin Thomas. Trustin 1 for 3 tonight. He struck out in his first 2 at-bats in the second and third innings, followed it up with an RBI single in the 4th. Here he bats with 2 gone and the bases empty in the 6th. First pitch, curveball misses up. Counts 1-0. That RBI last time around for Trustin was his 29th of the season. Here he rolls over one foul. The count is 1-1 to Trustin, with Chase Barrett due up next for the Falcons. Sheridan fans, if you're curious who's due up in the top half of the 7th, it's Mickey Gillis, Zach Kinsey, and Lucas Hutton. Pitch from Smith. Thomas hits that one to right center field. Moving in is the right fielder Kinsey. 3 up, 3 down for the Falcons. In the 6th, we head to the 7th, and a 5-run lead for the Basin 9. We'll be back after this on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
Top of the 7th inning, and P.J. Safford looking to slam the door as he tries to work against Mickey Gillis, Zach Kinsey, and Lucas Hutton here in this Northwest Class A Regional Tournament Day 2 affair. Both of these teams entered play today 0-1 in the tournament. Falcons looking to grab their first win. If Safford can get through this inning unscathed, then he starts out on the right foot. Gillis is swinging a miss at strike 1. Here's the pitch. Line drive over the head of Tacchini and into right field. A single to lead off for Gillis.
There's a leadoff single from Gillis.
If there's any way to start this inning for Sheridan, it's a leadoff base runner. Not going to get 5 runs back on one swing, no matter how hard you try. So you need to try to keep traffic out there against Safford. By the way, we're going to have a courtesy runner in for the catcher.
Into the game to pitch run, number 28,
Cooper Rederath in the game aboard at first. So Zach Kinsey stepping in. First pitch swinging and a foul ball. Counts 0-1.
Game 1 apparel foul ball that can be turned into the concession stand for a tasty treat.
Kinsey singled his last time up, drove in a run in the 5th. He also singled and scored a run in the 4th. Here's the pitch. It misses low and in. The count is even to the right fielder for the Jets. After Kinsey, it's Lucas Hutton for Sheridan. Set is Safford. And the pitch. That one's going to miss low. 2-1 to Kinsey. On the season, Kinsey a 300 hitter. He slugs .333. Not a guy who gets a ton of extra base hits. More of a singles hitter, but the Jets will take base runners any way they can find him now as Safford goes fastball middle away and gets strike 2 called. 2-2 the count to Kinsey. Small lead off of first for Rederath. Here's the pitch. Looked at for ball 3. Misses low and in. Not a bad pitch from Safford. Even if some of the Falcons infielders disagreeing with that call, but I think the right one nonetheless. Here's the full count offering from Safford. That one is going to ring him up. 2-seam fastball slotted in on the outside corner. Safford got Kinsey looking for out number 1 here in the 7th. And it brings up Lucas Hutton. Hutton today 1 for 2, struck out in the 2nd, singled in the 5th. He also reached on a walk in the 4th inning. Pitch on the way. is fouled off, and the count is 0-1 to Hutton. Aaron Bowers is on deck next for the Sheridan Jets. Hutton on the season, a .328 hitter. Here's the pitch. Chopped foul, 0-2. Hutton, another guy who doesn't get a ton of extra base hits. He's only got 3 doubles on the season. 40 singles make up 43 hits in 131 tries. Right now he's got an 0-2 count against him and P.J. Safford. The pitch is going to miss upstairs, 1-2. It looked more like a pitch out to see what was going on with Rederath at first. Got a pretty aggressive secondary lead, but I think ultimately a 5-run advantage. Falcons can afford to just focus on the hitters here. The 1-2 pitch in from Safford. Curveball, strike 3, looking. A beautiful pitch from PJ. Front door with the bender, and Hutton goes down looking, and the Jets are down to their final out of the day. Aaron Bowers stepping in. He's 0 for the ball game, although he did have a sacrifice fly with an RBI in the 4th. Here, though, the task is getting on base and just trying to extend the game for his Jets. The first pitch from Safford, hit to right field, gonna be tough. The second baseman, Takini, going back, and he puts it away, and that is the ball game. The Klamath Falls Falcons win their second game here at the Northwest Class A Regional Tournament. Their record is now 1-1. The Sheridan Jets fall to 0-2. We'll discuss it all when we come back in 2 minutes' time on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN, expert care when it matters most.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
Josh Eldridge back with you here on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. This one has gone final between the Sheridan Jets and the Klamath Falls Falcons. It's an 11-6 victory for Klamath Falls. For them, 11 runs comes on 12 hits. They commit 1 error. For Sheridan, 6 runs on 9 hits. They commit 3 errors today. The winning pitcher is Hunter Glidden, who got the start today for the Falcons. He pitched 4 innings, allowing 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He walked 4 and struck out 5. The losing pitcher in this contest was Houston Todd. Pitched 2 2/3 innings in his start, allowing 7 hits. And although only 2 runs were earned, he gave up 8 in total in the loss. He walked 4 batters and struck out 3. The save in the contest goes to P.J. Safford, who pitched 2 2/3 innings in relief, allowing 1 hit and striking out 6 batters. Some offensive notables today for the Falcons. Carson Sims with a couple of doubles on a 2-for-4 day with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Corbin Hamilton finished 1-for-3 with a double, a run scored, and an RBI. Jacoby Takini was 2-for-3 with a run scored, a double, and an RBI today. Ian Meyer was 1-for-3 as well with an RBI. Colin Takini 1-for-3 today, 3 runs scored and an RBI. Ty Teeters was 1-for-2 with 1 RBI as well. Trustin Thomas 1-for-4 today. Chase Barrett 2-for-3, couple of doubles, 1 run scored and 1 RBI. Harley Hoblet went 1-for-1, scored 2 runs. He walked and knocked in an RBI. With this win, the Falcons improved to 1-1 in group play. So let's take a look at how Pool A is breaking down so far, because we've got a pretty clear picture of what the Falcons need to do to advance to Sunday and the semifinals now. Basically, with Cache Valley now 2-0, they've allowed 8 runs. They are leading the pool. Burley is 1-1. Now, record-wise, they're tied with the Falcons. However, the Falcons right now have the edge on them, having allowed only 17 runs as opposed to 22 from Burley. So right now it's Cache Valley, Klamath, Burley, and then Sheridan, who's 0-2 right now in pool play. And although they've only allowed 16 runs, it's amounted to 2 losses. So they are the 4th team in the pool right now. So effectively, it's simple. If the Falcons can win tomorrow and allow less runs than Burley does, then they are in. They can keep it real simple by just allowing 4 or fewer and automatically punching their ticket tomorrow. Otherwise, if they allow more runs, or I suppose 22 or more runs, having once the game is completed tomorrow, they'll have to wait for the outcome of the Burley game, which is set to be played at 4 o'clock when Burley faces off against these Sheridan Jets. If the Falcons can just grab a win tomorrow, keep it simple, allow less than 4 runs, they will be moving on to the semifinals against whomever makes it out of Pool A right now, or Pool B rather. Right now it looks like the Eugene Oles are in good shape to do just that. In fact, mathematically, I suppose they've probably punched their ticket already with a 2-0 record and no runs allowed. Service, the representatives from Alaska, are 1-1. They've allowed 18 runs. Casper is 0-1. They've allowed 2 runs. And Belgrade is 0-1. They've allowed 11 runs. Those 2 teams, Casper and Belgrade, set to play in tonight's nightcap. You can follow along if you want at mylocalradio.com. Again, tomorrow, our game starts at 10 a.m. here in Casper. That's 9 a.m. back in the Basin as the Klamath Falls Falcons take on a familiar foe from the 2025 Northwest Regional, the Cache Valley Wolverines, the state champions from Utah. If they can grab a win and allow less than 4 runs, they are golden. If not, we'll have to wait for the 4 o'clock game out of Pool A between Burley and the Jets. Stay up to date on everything going on the Falcons Facebook page at Klamath Falls Falcons Baseball and on our website on mybasin.com. Otherwise, this about does it for us tonight here at Mike Lansing Field in Casper, Wyoming. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Klamath Falls Falcons Baseball. I want to thank everybody involved with making today's broadcast possible, starting with everybody who's been working up here in the press box. It's been a great group here in Casper. The hosts have done a fantastic job of making sure the tournament runs smoothly. All the grounds crew has done a fantastic job this week. Public address announcer, as well as everyone who's gotten the lineup cards, helped me out with names and stats. Big thanks to everyone up here in the box. Also want to give a shout out to both head coaches today. That is for the Falcons, of course, Mr. Sean Teeters, and coach for the Sheridan Jets as well. I believe that's Mr. Fritz. Thanks again to everybody who's tuned in to today's broadcast on mybasin.com. Without all you folks listening to me, I'd just be a guy in a box talking to myself. So thanks for joining us for another edition of Falcons Baseball. We're back at it again tomorrow at 9 a.m. in the Basin, 10 o'clock here local time in Casper. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. My name is Josh Eldridge, saying so long and good night from Mike Lansing Field in Casper, Wyoming.